still in, one foot after the other. Still here, still strong. Didn't quit when it got heavy. Didn't stay when it was wrong. I ain't perfect, I ain't clever. I just don't let go. I keep moving how I learned to. One foot after the other. That's enough for today.
I buried a friend under old oak trees. No long speech, just rest in peace. Hands in dirt, eyes held dry. Didn't trust myself to look at the sky. I folded the hurt like a pocket knife, put it deep so it wouldn't cut my life. Some things stay if you let them talk, so I buried it and kept walking. If I stop too long, it pulls me down, so I keep my boots on moving ground. I buried it and kept walking, didn't look back, didn't stall. Some pain don't need talking, you just carry it, that's all. More than I ever saved. Learn which goes to lock away. You don't heal, you just adapt, like old bones that never snap. They ask how I'm holding up, I nod once, that's enough. Truth is heavy when it's raw, so I keep it buried where it falls. If I dig it up, I won't stand. Some weight belongs to the land. I buried it and kept walking. Same road, different scars. Life don't stop for the broken, it just keeps pulling you hard. I buried it and kept walking, 'cause if I stopped, I'd fall apart. Some things you don't survive by feeling, you survive by moving on. If I dug up everything I lost, I'd never leave that ground. Graves multiply when you stand still. The road's the only thing I trust now. I don't claim strength, I just endure. That's the only cure I know for sure. A man ain't fearless, he's just taught which battles don't deserve his thoughts. I buried it and kept walking through the dark, through the dust. Some men drown in what they're holding, some of us move. Or rust.
this night. You smile like nothing ever broke, like trust was just another joke, like I forget
Sun's
the way
up,
you
got a
stood.
good feeling today. Out here on the South Central Texas clay, got this pride deep in my soul, watching all the calves grow. Yeah, this Mesquite land feels like home. It's the El Ranch where I wanna roam.
Hey everybody, welcome into the El Ranch. We're doing a little something different tonight. So what we are going to be doing is finishing up the airport area. And so what we're headed for tonight is just finish up work on the airport. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the trucks up. I pulled these out just for the picture, but tell you all a little bit about everything. So this is, I did a custom texture for my engine and my battalion chief's truck. And here's the engine over here. These are actually named for a town in North Central Oklahoma. Somebody's gonna hurt me. Here in North Central Texas, called Graham, Texas. And I had just been there the day before I did the texture, and I thought, what the hey, I'll make them Graham. So my sheriff's vehicles are all set up for Backroads County. And I did a custom livery for my helicopter also. I got the inside of one of the doors textured somehow. I'm not real sure how that happened, but and it kind of messed the texture up on my wheels. I had to fix that too. But other than that, looks pretty darn good, I would think. So what we're going to do is we're trying to put everything away. I have one path here on the airport just to allow vehicles to come in, and it's all here on the this particular edge of the tarmac here.
You created.
I don't hate you. I remember that's heavier than rage. You thought you wrote my ending. You just turned the page. No blood on my
I'll do it when I get there. We'll get everything sent back to the fire station and sheriff's department, and then we'll start working. This is engine 2. I haven't got the livery completed on it. Engine 1, I have the livery completed. Looking for American fire trucks is kind of like looking for a unicorn in Farm Sim. Unfortunate it's that way, but it is that way.
Your jacket's still on the chair.
The whiteboard here is actually I have it painted in the same exact livery as the helicopter because it's actually island. Your shadows moving when we fall. It stays here at the airport station.
You say don't waste the night. You don't touch a man like this if you think
think the only critique, I will not say it's right. I love this truck. It looks great, but the light bar range on it is way below realistic. And I put bunker gear on just as if you've been following me anytime at all, you'll know that I'm actually a retired firefighter. I'm kind of still into that stuff. Like the, I don't know if any of you guys know the story of the old fire horses, but after a fire horse was taken out of service or whatever, they would actually still, every time they heard the bell, they would start chomping at the bit. I guess that's kind of the way I am too. We're gonna put this one here at the PD. I haven't found a good model to use for a courthouse or a sheriff's station. I'm using the. I really need to get a full cart too for this, because this isn't very realistic. But I'm fixing to back this. See what I mean about it not being realistic?
I wasn't made for this part of the world. I wake up tired of the noise, tired of lies dressed clean. Everybody selling versions of who they never been.
Here
I
we go.
tried playing
They're all
nice with
done
the
here.
snakes, bit my tongue till
Like I
it
said about the
bled.
wheels.
But you can only walk in
oddball.
circles so long
So,
before you snap
let's go look at the rest of the airport while we're here.
Keep your head down, smile more. Don't
This
make
is
waves,
the-
don't resist. But I wasn't wired for surrender, and I sure as hell ain't built for this. I ain't built for this bullshit. For fake smiles and borrowed pride.
Okay, so we've got our crop duster plane at work. We've got and I set this up. This is actually a pretty cool little trailer here. You actually fill the big tank with water. This is powdered or water soluble herbicide or fertilizer. I can't remember now. Sorry guys. And then we've got a tank of herbicide and a tank of fertilizer on the top up there, and so what you can actually do, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's pull this out and I'll let you guys look at it. See. So this does some tricks. So, if you pull it out here, and you can actually so there's where it says pipe out right there. You hit that, it actually throws a laser out here on the ground, which you can move to, I mean, within reason, but you can move. And when you pull your aircraft
This ain't
the
rebellion,
airplane.
it's survival. It's survival, don't ask permission. I ain't built for this
When you pull
bullshit.
your aircraft
Shape of your disguise.
into the
I ain't numb enough to swallow what you call a normal life.
that laser
I'll
marker,
take the heat to fall
it
out the
actually
way
will
of
fill
every
your
hit.
aircraft up.
I'd rather burn being honest than bend for this bullshit.
It has to be lined up with the vehicle.
I ain't built for this bullshit. I ain't built for this bullshit.
Some of them, I was watching CMP, and some of them are, yeah, there, and it filled it up. He said some of them align with the tank, and some of them align with the vehicle or cab. So just be aware of that. If you're going to try using that trailer, it is actually really cool. But helmet sticks out.
Mama used to say, boy, hold the line.
But
Life don't stop when it takes what's mine.
all we have to do
Phone rang
now
once
is
and
up
went
here,
real quiet.
grab our
I
truck.
knew
I already
that
have a
sound,
backup
I didn't
set up for
fight.
this, so what I'm going to do is
Stood
rather
there
than
staring at a crack wall clock, second hand moving like it always does.
it's
World
really weird.
kept
They put
spinning,
the
same old
pipe
lie
out
like
and the
nothing
pipe in
happened
on
the
a
other
separate
side. I
stuff.
folded my fear like a
I'm not
worn
real
out
sure
map,
what their
put it
reasoning
in my pocket, didn't unpack.
You can see those liquid tanks will shift around on you a little bit, but they don't go anywhere. So they're good and stable there. They're strapped. Barn there. Set him up a spot just for this trailer. And that barn there. So the other helicopters that we have Little Bird, and if you've never flown in Farm Sim, by golly guys, this is the one to get after. It's easy to fly as anything I've ever tried to fly in that game. So I've already been spraying props with it, by the way. Oh, one interesting thing, again, guys, console guys, I'm sorry, this one isn't gonna work on console. But what you do have to do is the sprayer stuff is all IC. So if you don't have IC installed, you can't deploy your sprayer equipment. There is no button combination for it or key combination. There's that. But this little helicopter though is absolutely amazing. Little helicopter.
Say let it out, don't hold it in. The tears are heavy, they pull you under.
And the control set on it is pretty intuitive. R and Q are your rotate.
Grief will wait if you don't feed
Shoot,
it first.
that didn't work.
It'll sit in the dark, patient and
Well, that was
cursed.
gonna
It
crash.
knows my name, knows my
there he
face.
is.
It'll catch me later. Give me space.
Yeah, he couldn't have landed.
There's
in the
work
creek.
to
That
do.
would probably
A
not.
line to hold.
What ended well for the Little Bird. So
This world don't
Q and
bend
R,
for broken
I accidentally
men,
hit
so
E, which
straighten
is
up
eject.
and step back in.
Q and R are your rotates. A and D are your juke. S is reverse, of course, and W is forward. Now, if you say go juke right and drop altitude, we go to 100, 105 mile an hour real quick. Anytime you go start dropping altitude, you speed up big time. So you do have to be quick on this one because it is a little bit, I won't say squirrely, but because it flies really stable. But it flies super stable, but it does do it quick. We're gonna get him back. We have another helicopter here. I'll show you all that one while we're going over it. We have a medical helicopter. It's the Airbus that pretty much everybody has seen. Dad, blame it. That's what happens when you run out of gas. Go ahead and fill that bag up. I think that needs work.
Rest in peace, the end of time. Cold wind blowing through that place, but this ain't my grave.
Pretty sure this would be going to the shop if I'd have really done that. What I was going to show you is around here.
This ain't my grave. This ain't my ground.
We have the same Airbus that everybody else has got. It's been out for a while now. I do have an EMS delivery on it for the hospital here. Speaking of which, the hospital there is actually really cool. That's the Wiggles, I believe, is the name of the fellow that does that. Some of the stuff here is his. The other thing I'm going to try to put up is I have a Texas Roadhouse by him that's going to go up. Just to give you guys an idea how stable this little helicopter is there. I'm not touching anything right now. It goes into, it automatically goes into a hover, which is just unheard of in Second Life, or excuse me, in farm simulator stuff. You guys want to know what game I used to play? Again, it's quick. So your up and down are your mouse button. Right mouse button is your lose altitude, and your right mouse button is your gain altitude.
You only get one clean burial.
Like I said, this was just wonderful. And that's not something you hear a lot on anything that has to do with farm sim aircraft. Put it that way. They're usually just canned tanks. To say the least. There is an interesting little thing here. There's a hard drop right at the end. I think he had the fellow. This is by Mr. Chow. Is the guy that did this. Like I say, the physics on it are absolutely amazing. But I think he has that end part there. It's kind of I want to call it a gravity catch, where you hop in there and have my super strength at all. I'm gonna do some this one.
Ain't no days off.
I'll tell you something interesting about the little bird. Another thing that's really neat about it is it actually
Alarm goes off, same damn dog. Coffee burns, but I drink it anyway. Boots still wet from yesterday. No one cares the rent's due today.
Which is pretty darn cool. Now, I I've had trouble getting it to attach
I'm chasing numbers on a
to
screen.
anything
Every month it's
because none of
harder
this stuff is
now
actually
than
set up.
anything
But still
don't
pretty darn neat that it has the winch on. And you would think that this dock crane here would have the winch. It hasn't.
tired or you're sick. They don't
care
care what you lost, they don't care what you fix.
So you can
Bills don't give a shit
This one here says
if you're
it's for
broken
logging.
inside. They show
And,
up every month like you
again,
don't
it's
have a life.
Pretty cool.
A skip meal so kids could eat.
And then finally we have the handy dandy dock crane sprayer.
I worked hard 'cause pain don't
And
cover it.
I've been
They say find
intending
balance, take a
to-
break. Said by folks who never tried.
That's what I got
When
here.
survival's
Math,
full-time
rock,
work, rest feels like a fucking lie. Nobody claps,
fly up
you just pay.
if we can pick water up directly. I haven't checked
Bills
that
don't
yet,
give a
so
shit if you're losing your
Nope.
mind. They don't pause for bad luck, they don't wait for a sign.
this one will juke
Bills don't give a shit
or turn,
if you're bleeding
but you
out
can't
slow.
do like the little
They
bird.
just sit on
Can't
the
do
table like
up.
they already
Yeah,
know.
you can.
I ain't
It wasn't
poor,
doing it earlier. I'd actually already tried that out.
I'm just stuck
So
in the grind with every dollar's already spent before it's fucking mine. Bills don't give a shit if you're proud or ashamed. They don't
the
care who
only
you
thing
are,
I see
they
with this
remember
one
your name.
is about 30 miles an hour is
Don't give a
about the
shit.
best you can get out.
That's the cold.
It has 111, and it might do 111 if you were dropping altitude or something, but it's not going to do 111 right across.
See you next month.
About 30 is best you can get out of it here. See, if I go to drop in altitude, I can pick up a little speed, but other than that, it's not going to go much faster. I may take a look at the XML and see if maybe there's something we can tweak on it. This is the RMC version of the helicopter, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to actually look to tell for sure. But yeah, 30's not highly realistic. And the sounds aren't great either. Doesn't sound like again, I'm picky. It doesn't sound like a sky crane. But I mean, the fact that we actually have it in game, pretty cool. Try to fill up over at the river rather than I was going to the pond.
You don't say how we gonna make it. You say don't slow down, take it.
But I think the river's got too much around it. Yeah.
Unless you're ready
Got one.
to disappear. Ride or die by midnight. Windows down, no brake lights. If we crash, honest. If we burn,
Don't hit that E button. I'm thinking about changing the key bind on that, because that is, you'll be cruising along doing whatever you're doing and hit that button, and well, needless to say, it's all over with. They did think some stuff through pretty much on it. One of the things is the rotor. I call it rotor flash. There's a better name for it. But what it's going to do is that stutter you get, kind of camera stutter in a real one. I like the fact that the rotor wash, you can actually rotor wash. It's actually, I know we don't want to put it in the water. It may make me reset it if we do. Use the snorkel like the real one has. And drop it down.
Ride or die by midnight. No fear left to hide. If the world caves in behind us, let it watch us fly.
Got to be a way to use auto drive with this stuff.
No time left to decide if this road ends tonight. Ride or die by midnight. Ride or die by midnight.
The fact that these guys are willing to actually try to mod this stuff in the game is, I have the absolute utmost respect for them. I been trying to do some modding. I'm an okay 3D modeler, but to get something into the game is crazy. Different set of edge.
Most people
water.
step back when they see it. She stepped
Again,
closer.
that really doesn't matter, but
She saw
really
the
didn't
smoke
have
in
any
my
demand
lungs.
for show tonight. This was
The way
almost
I
a
talk
cancel.
when I've had enough. So the scar that don't fade right. The quiet before I fight. Didn't flinch at the way I stand. Didn't ask me to change my hand. Didn't preach, didn't try to save. Just looked at me like I was brave. Most love wants to
It's
tame the
flashing pretty good
flame.
at this anyway.
Didn't play that game. She wasn't scared of the dark in me. Didn't run when it spoke.
That's the other
Didn't try to
thing.
cut it out. Didn't call it broke.
Trolls are all
Didn't ask it to spark. She wasn't scared of the dark in me. She walked straight through the dark. Knew I stood at his front door. Knew I don't scare like before. Knew the devil knew my name and loved me just the same. Didn't want a softer man. Didn't need a safer hand. She said I don't fear the night. That's when I knew she might. Somewhere
Yeah, I'm guessing what's gonna happen with this is probably put it in a truck or with the trailer
She wasn't scared of
earlier,
the dark.
the one I showed y'all earlier. Because I do know that it will do just water too. So, okay. Booger off the back let's see.
Like it was proof, not a mark. She wasn't scared of the dark in me. She let her own in the dark.
Next file.
You don't find that twice in life. Someone who knows
At-
your edge
30 miles an hour.
doesn't cut themselves on it.
really flown the other Ericsson.
She wasn't scared of the dark.
See if it
She saw it.
is any faster. I'm not real sure how to change the ground speed on this. I'm gonna look at the XML on it. I haven't done anything like this. I do know that in theory anyway, aircraft in sim aren't really aircraft at all. They actually utilize wheels that are invisible, and they'd have to be phantom also. And trying to figure that kind of stuff out is a challenge. And, I kind of like the challenge sometimes. The wife's laughing at me on the phone. It's because she loves me. I think it's because she likes laughing. Hey, you know. Like I say, I'm gonna head back and we're gonna grab the Ericsson. If it's this slow, we're gonna. Oh wait a minute, I am in. Okay, never mind. But they're both slow. I have to fix that. Black Hawk is pretty quick, but the controls aren't as solid as the little
Quote shit you never paid for. I speak scars you couldn't feel. You hide behind just my opinion, like words don't cut a land. Say what you want, that's fine. Just don't expect me to understand. I ain't
got a pretty nice little airport built up here.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's not LaGuardia by any chance. DFW,
about survival, I survive, you just react. Shut the fuck up and listen. I don't repeat myself. If you don't get it the first damn
Bust
time,
the barns here, I guess.
not him. I don't raise my voice. I lower my tolerance. I don't argue with noise. I remove the audience. You had years to say it right. You chose comfort, chose the crowd. Now I'm saying it real clear, without yelling, without loud. Shut the fuck up and listen. This is as calm as it gets. I don't know you understanding. I don't know you respect. Shut the fuck up and listen. Then do whatever you choose. But don't mistake my silence again for something you can use.
I'm just being ridiculous. Can't get this turned back up.
Conversation's over.
Here we go. Back on the ground.
They call it luck.
I don't know if anybody's interested or not. We'll go ahead and jump in the plane and take the plane for a spin. That way you guys can kind of see the control set on it.
Bruising ways you don't see.
Everybody says that they're going to get an air tractor.
Right in front of me. I stood
This,
in places
I'm
I
not
shouldn't
familiar
be.
with this brand.
Just in names I regret.
Bromavir?
When you're still paying the debt.
Just haven't dealt with
Blood
this.
don't bleed.
Again, it pretty much flies just like the helicopter, except for you don't have the
Still here ain't luck. Ain't no
A little bit. It's a good run. But believe it or not, this one actually you have to have the speed up or it doesn't take off. Found that out earlier. Here we go. It'll actually give you a warning at the bottom to tell you you're not going fast enough. It flies super flat. You don't get any movement to it at all. And unlike the helicopter, there is no altitude hold. So you're either gonna have to keep tapping up and let the mouse button. And again, turns flat. Be nice if it had some, you know, tilt to it. Luckily, most aircraft are Phantom, and this one is not. We're gonna have to figure this out. They actually have to reset it. Be a reset. Out of the tree. Okay. Went right through that one tree. Doesn't get them out on the field.
Flashing steel like it meant something. Hands shaking, but your mouth kept running. That's the first mistake of a dying man. I don't shout, I don't chase. I just stand here in my place. Lane cut sharp across your skin. You already know how this ends. There's a line between brave and blind. And you stepped across mine. Dead men don't beg, dead men don't pray, they don't bargain with the dark
Not
when it's
ideal.
already too late. No tears left to shed, no words left to say. When the dust settles red, dead men don't beg. Saloon doors still swinging slow. Nobody moves, they all just know this town's seen this scene before. One walks out, one hits the floor. You talk about mercy like it's cheap, like it grows wild or runs deep. But mercy's earned, not borrowed breath, and you ain't earned it yet. You can whisper to the sky above or curse my name instead. Once that hammer falls back, dead men don't beg, dead men don't plead, they don't cry to heaven when they chose their speed. No fear in my head, no trembling my aim, when the smoke turned red, dead men don't beg. Tick, boot scrape, breath held. lipstick grin and a tank half full, rearview mirror full of trouble,
Not
cigarette
super
hanging off
realistic,
my lip,
but
ash falling like a sinking ship,
it's still
strip
kicking
lights in the far back lane, but I don't ease, I don't
Hold on,
change,
let's say,
speed on my dirt, don't ask why, just climbs. You live once, you burn fast, you don't build for long, you build to last. Coffee nails and gasoline, burn it down and leave it mean. I don't ride for in between, I ride loud, I ride unseen. If the wheels come off tonight, let them fly, let them scream. Coffee nails and gasoline. Whiskey breath and knuckles torn, sunset red like a warning horn. I don't pray before the curve, I take what I deserve. Town signs blurring, streaks of light, moon chasing my tail all night. If I crash awake, no break. You don't whisper to the storm, you don't beg the flame, you throw the match and on the name.
Had to get, by the way, if you're getting something to load that fertilizer and herbicide trailer, do not get that. You're going to have a minimum a telehandler. You just can't get her done. Keep that in mind.
No slow fade, no soft goodbye. If I go, I go high. Coffee nails and gasoline, let the sparks
Okay, so let's, we've got a couple of implements out in the field.
if the road ends suddenly, so be it. Coffee nails.
There we go. So, got white. Yes, is he?
You pull that rope, it don't complain. It just tightens all the same. Pressure makes it hold its truth. That's the way I was built in youth. I don't fray, I don't slip, I don't loosen for grip. You can test me if you choose, but I was built like a noose. You tug once, I don't move. You tug twice, I improve. I'm built like a noose. Tied when you pull, cold in the hands, but steady and full. You can lean on the line,
Or you probably heard me whine about this, but for some reason, horseplay does not do function
like a noose.
100% the way when you run headland. It will
Town talks loud behind
run the
my
center,
back, but talk don't
and
snap
when
what's
it
built
switches to
like
headlands,
that. I
it's in
don't
the
chase what
Every-
runs in fear.
I-
I let it circle. I stay here. Pressure don't make me
and you have to
bow.
make the correction
It
that I
just
just did.
shows
Because
you
you
how
actually
some
have to
men
find
bend and some men bruise.
the
I don't. You think
area that you're
strength is
trying
loud
to
and wide? No,
take
it's
care of
quiet
and
when it tightens inside.
start from there.
I'm built
Okay.
like a noose,
Let's
made for
go grab.
strength.
Oh, there's the EMS helicopter. This is the police station. This is the ops, or excuse me, the police from. Oh, darn it, guys! I wish I could. But of course, I always remember who all my construction stuff is by, or most of it anyway, is all FS Minor stuff. feed
Fresh
production.
is my truth, steady as my arm. You can test your luck, you can light the fuse, but I don't unravel.
Power.
Oh, I'm built like a noose. I'm built like a noose.
Fire.
Black hat, low brim, cut the light. Dust on my coat from a long last night. Town went still when I walked through. Even the
There's a
whiskey
solid
knew
tower
what
route.
to do.
Got that.
Poker hands froze midair. No one breathing,
start
no
him,
one
he can
there.
go
I don't raise my
unload.
voice, don't need control. The darker the hat, the darker the soul.
Somebody's done.
I ain't
The next
loud,
set is done.
I ain't proud, I just don't break.
He is unloaded.
Some men bend,
Him started on the next field.
black hat, black
Just FYI, we're gonna leave
as
the
a
truck
bullet hole.
attached to him
No
where it
mercy
is.
left to show, no death.
But what you can do is, as long as the fields are close together, you can actually use the same landmark point for your truck, and you'll just use the same start and end point.
I've seen boys try to
And pick up
test
the
their
stuff
nerve,
at the-
flash that steel like they deserve. A name carved deep
Just
in
so you know,
outlaw stone, but fear
once I'm
makes
turning this
music
out,
of its
so
own.
the cab
I don't chase and I
is in the
don't
middle
run, don't fight
rather
twice
than
to
on the
get
edge.
it done.
There's some trees on this one that are close to the edge with the necks out,
A blacker soul.
and if you do it this way,
You don't
have
step
to worry
into
about
my shadow unless
getting
you're
hung up.
ready to fall. The night don't choose its hunters, it just
always wanna run it
darkens us all. Black hat,
counterclockwise for that reason.
in a body cold. Ain't no saint to console, ain't no story told. When the last bell tolls and the dust takes hold, it's black hat, blacker soul. I wasn't born this way. I was forced, hammered down by loss in a world that never knew. Black hat, blacker soul, no
And
fear left to
I've
control.
mentally thought
Heaven
about
lost its
adding
hold, it
the
went quiet and cold when
teleport
the
where
earth
you're looking,
unfolds and the sky
so
takes
where if you
toll,
look at a
it'll
vehicle
whisper
that's on the other
low.
side of the field, you teleport straight to it. I just,
Black
eh,
hat, blacker soul.
seriously, no, that's not a big fan of that.
Blacker soul.
Not that I'm a knob or anything about stuff,
Blacker soul.
but I just do it the other way, the old-fashioned way. I walk or run, usually. So we're gonna go ahead and go and buff our cultivator. Actually, tell you what we're gonna do. I don't think these fields are kind of small. So I'm gonna go grab the direct drill and drill these in oil seed, because that's what I'm gonna do anyway. So
I grew up breathing it like air. Every scar just sets me free. Break your hand trying to break me.
probably next week our big,
Stand
well,
back.
big, but our project will probably be
My teeth still on my feet.
main silo there at the farm is really full right now, and I just haven't been selling stuff the way I should, and that is, I need to rectify that before I start running out of money.
Knuckles cracked on broken jaw. I don't swing for applause.
If you're looking
I
at
swing 'cause it's
odds,
who
you
I
don't
am. Built
spend
from
money.
grit, not from
But,
plans. You pray for clean white sheets. I pray for steady heartbeat. This ain't glory, this ain't fame. It's just survival in my name. No soft hands, no easy sleep. If you want me
Come back and
gone,
grab that,
dig deep.
wash it,
Gravel in my teeth, still I breathe.
park it.
Dust in my veins, but I don't leave. You can throw your worst to me, storm and heat. I'll be standing there with gravel
these
in my
guys.
teeth.
This guy.
Rounds with gravel in my teeth. Spit blood, white mouth. Step
Big
forward.
deal on this. I want to be sure that you have your direct fit drill is enabled, and we do.
You can bury me halfway. Call it defeat, but
And
I'll
if
climb
we'll
out
set
swinging with gravel in my teeth.
set up for 81 here. Okay, set up for 81 there. All we're going to do is just travel. Activate our force play switch. And it goes. He will drive over there. He will deploy. He will actually take care of that whole thing. Not he. Technician. We'll see. And make himself have to walk. I'm gonna get out of this bunker here. Here in the house. Change right quick.
They say 6 feet's where it ends. Wooden box and buried sins. Cold dirt tucked up to your chin. That's where silence settles in. But I've been lower than that ground. Still came back without a sound. You think a hole can hold a man who never needed land. Graveyards whisper when I pass. Headstones leaning, cracked up grass. 6 feet is too shallow for me. Too soft, too close, too free. You can dig that dirt all day. It won't make a cage of me. I live deeper than
Been a couple of updates here lately since some stuff, and
6 feet is too shallow.
sleeping and fucking close.
Too shallow for me.
Let's see.
I've laid flat beneath the night. Felt that weight, that choking
Yeah,
tight. But
not
breathe
bad.
is stubborn in my chest. And I don't rest like the rest. Preacher spoke above my name. Tried to close the book in flame. But pages don't burn that easy when they're carved in stone and steel. You can measure death in inches. You can measure fear in feet. But you can't measure what I carry when I walk
There we go.
these streets.
Can put back together.
6 feet is too shallow for me. Too clean, too polite. I slept in deeper shadows than your coldest night. If you want me underground, better dig infinity out. 6 feet is too shallow for me. Shovel hits, dirt
I
falls.
got everything.
Men
Gotta grab my
pray.
hat, though. Got to have my hat.
Tall.
Okay. Got all that fixed. What I started to say a minute ago is there's been a lot of updates, and they've done some weird things to different things on the map. One of the big things I've noticed is that one of the things I've noticed is that all my doors are closing up, which I mean doesn't hurt anything other than go ahead and open the doors. But I'm really bad about leaving all the doors open. Gas the light. But I do it in the game, and then I show up to go in the house or go in this, that, or the other, and I can't do it because it's doors are all closed.
Met the devil at a crossroads sign. He said, boy, you're running out of time. I leaned back on a splintered post, said I ain't afraid of ghosts. He showed me fire in his hands, promised power,
And I
promised
don't have to move it around. I always do anyway.
Silence makes a
I don't know what I'm
strong weak.
thinking I'm doing, but yeah.
He talks loud, I breathe slow. He wants fear, I don't show. When the devil blinks first, that's when you know your worth. When the fire dies down and he feels the burn. I don't wrestle, I don't curse, I just stand my ground. When the devil blinks first, that's when you want.
That was the tractor. Or the header.
He circled close, tried to grin, said that everybody's got a sin. I told him, son, I want mine well. You don't scare what's lived in hell. Lightning cracked behind his grin, but thunder don't shake thick skin. You can tempt and you can lure, but doubt's the one thing I ain't sure. He leaned in close, said pick a side. I said I don't run, I don't hide. When the devil blinks first, that's when the deal is done. When the heat gets high and he turns to run. You can flash your curse, you can fake your crime, but when the devil blinks first, you don't back down. No shaking hands, no sign of line, just eye to eye, time to time. When the devil blinks first, that's when the dark gets small. When the hunter stalls, you don't fall. I don't chase the flame, I don't need the throne. When the devil
I'm
blinks
gonna move this
first,
one just to go forward.
you're already home.
The fact that I've got 3 of these should show you guys
You're
that
already home.
I've got a bunch of silage stored already. And I know you can lease equipment. I don't ever do it though. And having to leave this school.
We carved our names in canyon stone.
This door here we're having to leave open because
Preacher there, no holy book, just loaded steel and a long hard look. Cut our palms on a rusted blade, mix that red and
yes, Joe, it does look like a dragonfly.
in the sand. Blood don't lie between a man, no signatures, no paper trails, just bone deep truth and
Right here.
blood, oath, and both fields, stamped in dust and flame. No law above us, no
He's just looking for a tree to crash into.
Just make sure it lasts. When bullets fly and shadows kneel, you learn what brotherhood is real.
Yeah,
You can break a bone, you can break a deal, but you don't break what's forged in steel. Blood, oath, and booth heels echo through the plains. Storms may take
There we go.
us, but not our names. We don't beg and we don't kneel. We don't bend, we don't squeal. Blood, oath, and booth heels signed in blood and seal. To dust, dust to ground. One heartbeat, one sound. Blood, oath, and booth heels, fire in our veins.
This is
You
what.
can hang us separate.
Oh
We
yeah.
rise the same when the last sun sets and the world stands still. Blood, oath, and booth heels, and it always will.
That's.
And it always will. No cradle song, no lullaby, just cold wind cutting through the night.
So,
Mama's
one of
tears
the
froze on her
updates that
face.
happened, they
Mercy
kind
never
of threw
found
a
that place.
monkey wrench in
Learn to walk on
the way I do
broken
things
ground. Learn to hum
is
without a sound. No one
fed,
taught me right from wrong. Just how to
Productions
last
pod
when
pack.
nights get long.
change.
Kindness was a
When they
bottle, cold
updated,
didn't fit and always
one of the
told.
things that I always
If you wanted to
utilized for
survive, you
that
locked your
was
heart and barred
the
the door.
Fed Production silos.
Raised by the wolves of mercy,
Because,
fed
quite
on dust
frankly,
and fear.
I could
No
put
silver
anything
spoon, no
I needed to put in
sanctuary,
there.
just scars year after year.
So
I don't howl for sympathy, I don't need no plea. I was raised by the wolves of
It's
mercy,
for straw.
and they made a man
Sure.
of me. Snow fell hard on shallow
Thought.
graves. I
So,
learned early
what
not
we're
to
going
say
to
when hunger
do,
bites you bite back
we are going
twice.
to
That's
look
the
across
law
the
of
road
force.
over there
Men talk soft about regret, about
the
love they won't forget. I remember empty plates and
the
doors that never wait.
transfer
You call
silo
it cruel,
that we have for the railroad,
I call it
and
free.
we'll
The
be able
wild
to store it
don't
there.
lie. It just makes you be raised by the wolves of mercy, teeth sharp in the dark. No guiding star above me, just instinct and a spark. I don't blame what shaped my
I'm gonna check
hands
on
or the
the
blood
cows
beneath
too.
my
They've been
sleeve.
over there
I was
for days
raised
and
by the
looked at 'em.
wolves of mercy, and they don't let you
They're kind of on autopilot. I've got them set up for auto feed, auto water. When I say auto feed, I don't have auto feed so much as what I do is I have it set up with a, well, there it is, background there, is I have it set up where there's a tractor that makes a circuit and keeps all my feed production or my feed spot.
You can try to tame the wild, but the wild don't care. I don't fear what hunts with me. I don't fear what hunts me. I was raised by the wolves of mercy. And mercy raised nothing in me.
Driving like I was looking away, talking to my dog. No, I don't want me to president. Oh man, I lost my pig barn. Yeah, some of these mods they update, and when they do, if they don't replace everything they have, well, when you load everything up again, there's buildings missing and things like that. So you have to be kind of careful when you're changing out mods.
They wrote my name in a leather book, tried to measure the souls I took, but mercy's just a word up there.
Run this over to the heating plant and unload it there.
I don't pray before I
Get
pull
rid of
the
it.
trigger, don't confess what I've done.
I
If heaven's
tend to make
counting all
way more
my
straw
sins, it
than I
better
ever
count them
use.
one by one.
Guess I need to learn not to do that.
I don't care. Let him judge the smoke in air. I've walked through
What I've always done before is that big silo system is I think 5 million liters of every product used the one I was using, but literally it holds pretty much anything you can dump in there with a dome.
Gravestones know my silhouette. Moonlight sees what sun forgets.
So as of right now, I think we have everything in oilseed radish,
Just living till the day I
and probably gonna start turning some over. I may actually wait till September, start turning that, and get it where ready to replant. I am not playing with season excuse me, yeah, not playing with season particularly. Again, it's just one of those things where it doesn't fit my style of gameplay, so I keep it turned off most of the time. On most of my maps, I guess most of the time, appropriate way to put it, but yeah.
I just ain't afraid. If he built this wild frontier, then he knows how I was made.
Get her over
God
here.
can watch, I don't
Over
care.
strong.
I've survived what most won't dare. When the dust climbs up the stairs, I'll be rocking in that chair. And when the final trumpet blares, I'll rise from anywhere. Let the sky crack open wide. God can watch, I don't care.
I'm gonna pull in here kind of This is just my storage for power plant, and I guess it's full too now.
Saloon door swings, I don't rush. Boot hits wood, the room goes hush. No badge, no star, no loud display. Just quiet wait in the
I'm
way
pretty
I
sure
stay.
this is full
I don't smile, I don't boast. I don't need to haunt like a ghost. Men can feel what they don't see. They feel it when they look
straw
at me.
pellets. So that's
I don't
actually
draw unless it's done. I don't speak unless it's one word too many. Then it's none.
Yeah.
They're stealing my
all
shadow.
come full.
Even when I stand still, I don't talk about mercy, but I talk about will. You can test your luck slow, you can test it low, but they're still in my shadow. Card table shuffles, whiskey pour.
Okay, what we're gonna do is not normal for me to do this, but we're gonna right this over and watch it real quick.
Better than to play. Power don't shout in the night. It just tightens tight. You don't raise your hand at thunder. You don't ask
The other thing that's really cool right now that I need to be worrying about implementing is actually this here. I have a lot stored in there. And I should really be selling stuff. And just playing. I'm just doing gameplay and videos and things like that. Don't take time to sell stuff. I guess I should do a whole episode that's basically clearing all my resources out there. By the way, if you don't have these are really cool. Nice little washer. Just to drive through. And so far, I filled it with water. Never had to add water to it.
just goodbye.
Yes,
No
that.
one inside. No second try. They're stealing my shadow. Wherever I go.
Next set is loaded. And you can preface what to do.
Just slow. If you feel that chill below, that's your signal to let it go. They're
Down behind it. Maybe he'll do it.
stealing my shadow.
Sorghum, the main reason I'm raising it is feed my chickens. Need to do there. Down here and take a look at cattle.
I walk through
So I'm using the vanilla animals mod, which main reason I'm doing that is tell you guys I was a big fan of the livestock, realistic livestock mod, and was using it, and you can use it with vanilla, but so Arrows GitHub and found out that basically due to his frustration with giants, he has decided that he's not going to do any more development on the livestock, realistic livestock mod, and as great as it is not perfect, and it still needs development. So I actually went in, and he's also doing exactly the same thing with the realistic weather mod, which again was another mod that's pretty cool. And because of that, I've actually removed both of them. Gameplay. One of the crazy issues of all this that when do that, most of you probably already know this, I lost all my cattle all the way across all the way across my system, and then reset. And so figure out when the pig barn went. Kind of upsetting. This was set a new pig barn while I'm out running around, and got away from the sheep barn too. I lost it. Goodness.
Hell's too cold for me,
Hell.
too slow, too shy. I've watched whole kingdoms die. No throne below, no crown for me, just open sky.
Ran
and
from it, I
destiny.
guess.
If the abyss wants company, better raise the heat 3 degrees, 'cause hell's too cold. Yeah, hell's too cold for me. Hell's too cold for me.
Kind of used the tractor to run around. Got hung up. Yeah, it looks like I lost my sheep barn too. All gone. That is not a happy thing.
Mama dressed me up in white, told me wrong and told me right.
Go do that while we're doing it.
Fire sermons, promised lands. Preacher
I'm gonna
said,
have to
boy,
redo
fear the
all my
flame.
auto
Said the devil knows your
reviews.
name. I learned early heaven
Turn
fell,
my auto
but
drive back
hell
on
was
and
built
see
in
if
the
I can
Bible
find
Belt.
one that's kind of
Cross on
close.
the wall, gun in a drawer. Some men pray, some men go to war. I got teeth in the Bible Belt. Don't mistake my calm for help. Sunday taught me how to kneel. Monday taught me how to kill. Hallelujah, ring that bell. I learned heaven, I learned hell. You can preach it if you fail, but I got teeth in the Bible Belt.
Huh. Well, I completely don't know why I did that. Got my
Choir
sheep.
sang about amazing grace while blood dries slow on courthouse steps. Sheriff swore
Yeah,
by holy
pink
book,
ones
but even saints know how to
quit on me too.
I don't curse the name above, I just learned what
I have
fear is
lost
made
all of my
of.
sheep.
Mercy's
I
been where I was dealt,
Oh.
down here in the Bible Belt. You bless the bread, you bless the steel. Faith don't mean you don't bleed real. I got teeth in the Bible Belt. I don't scare and I don't melt. Sunday hands were raised in light. Monday fists were closed up tight. You can shout and you can tell, but you know this truth too well. Don't mistake the calm you felt. I got teeth in the Bible Belt.
Thrilled, but okay. And I don't like that. Yeah, please go look for different ones. I don't like these.
Don't fold.
And yeah, I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to you guys too.
Forged in fire and guilt I felt. Heaven knows the road I walk. Hell's the place where mercy's ball. Ring that bell, let it nail. I survive what others
Okay.
failed. You
And I
can
just
preach it
started
from
in the
the
world.
pulpit. I got teeth in the Bible Belt.
I don't know. Maybe this is Giant's monkey business. I'm not sure. Oh, I can tractor and put it back where it goes. This is my emergency snow removal tractor. Stays over here at the other big missing warehouse. Oh, there it is. And that, of course, is the butcher there across from the warehouse. Warehouse is full of hamburger right now.
I heard the choir above my head.
That's another thing that you kind of get in a, I won't say a bind with, but doesn't work as well as it might, is with realistic livestock. It actually kept some of the butcher stuff from actually working, so you couldn't actually sell your cattle there. Yeah, that's all hamburger, guys. One full. Have to, again, need to be selling stuff, and I'm not. I get to start playing with helicopters and airplanes and stuff. I've stopped farming tow trucks, cranes. Again, I started kind of collecting the cranes from because I've been working on the Jay-Weezy Railroad on the 4X flat map, and so I kind of got started collecting cranes to work on that, and it spilled over. Oh, hold on it. Forgot about that. Parked in the wrong spot. Might get the battalion chief out of here. He doesn't need to be in the barn. He has his own Spartan spot. I just guess I hadn't said it to him yet. Do that.
I've seen good men rot in chains.
Hey, you get fired if you back into the stage.
If grace was real and fair,
And that's what it is. I never actually set a point for him.
was the ground
Yeah, right.
so
By the way, that gives me a chance to show you guys something really cool. Same folks that have made the auto drive, pre-made auto drive intersections have actually a pre-made auto drive back end. And I will way here. I figure out what's going on with my texture. That's not normal for me. I'm running a 98 and not be streaming texture. Okay. Here. This. And you have back in from there we go. Okay. So you have 25 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters back in course. So all you have to do find spot 20. Sure and set it a little off the edge. Don't.
I ain't clean, but I'm honest.
Yep.
In between.
Now then, what you want to do is sell here, sell the rest of
With
it,
my boots on my soul.
like so. That means now
I spit in the
have
wind of heaven. Let it start.
and you can see how quick this gist is
I don't need
rapid.
shining crown.
Quite a bit. So we're gonna
If eternity's a courtroom, let it call my name.
have this one in.
I spit in the wind of heaven,
Tying into this one.
and I won't feel shame.
So. This one. find the 362 map marker.
Sky's been bleeding red for days. Wind don't howl, it just decays.
Find that 362.
Dust hangs heavy in the air.
Rename it
Like even
FD
God
Battalion
forgot this
Chief.
prayer. Church bells rusted on their rope.
And that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. I got like 2 minutes left. We're gonna go ahead and rename that though, and I'll show you guys how
Feels
that
like
works.
quiet towns lie still.
I'm going to make a couple of corrections so we
You can
can
run
get in
from
either
flame.
direction. But
You can curse the curse.
work on charm. One of the
But when
very
the end comes
cool
riding
things
in,
that I actually learned
it
from
don't
this
come in
was that
reverse.
you don't have to have a
When the
reversing
last song
force
bursts
that runs
and the
the full
mountains
length
fall, when the
of
oceans
your
turn and the sky
backhoe.
goes small, I won't
What you
kneel,
can
I
actually
won't
do
run, I won't
is,
beg for
you'll notice
mercy's
here,
turn.
there's just
I'll
one
be
small
standing where I've
section
stood.
of reverse there. And once it starts to
When the
reverse, as
last
long as it's on a
song
two-way course, it'll keep backing
I've
forever.
seen kingdoms
So,
turn to ash,
First thing we're gonna do,
seen gold crumble into trash.
also,
Watch men scream and men pretend
we're making
that
that
power
works.
means it never ends.
And guys, that's gonna
Well,
wind it up
crowns are
for us
just
tonight.
expensive
I'm
lies,
gonna see if I can't
and fear is something
spend a little
money
time with
buys.
Spot, have a little dinner, and
When the
we'll be back
fire
here
is the
Friday. We're gonna be on flat map again, doing
You're
construction
just
stuff
flesh
with
and
Jay
bone.
Weezy's trains and the heavy equipment that we
You
have
can
on
hide in
the
towers
map.
high,
And if you've got a request you want to see something,
you can pray beneath
please
the floor,
reach out or at Facebook or YouTube.
but the flame don't
We'll try
care
to
who
meet
you
your
were
expectations and help you
or
out.
what you stood for.
I hope you have a great rest of your week, and hope to see you back here Friday.
And the river
Thank you for hanging in. Thank you for hanging out.
there's no more sky. I won't curse my name. I won't change my terms. I've lived my life in open flame. When the last sun burns, no trumpet call, no golden stairs, just he